Blink, blink, ding, bling. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ling, 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 ding, 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 a ling, 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 a ding, 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 ding. Dink, 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 ding, ding, dink, dink.
Welcome to Ho Yeah Podcast. Hi, Amy. How are you?
Hi, Jackie. I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Wonderful. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was great. I stayed home and ate food.
Yeah.
And that was about it. What about you?
It was like one of my best Thanksgivings ever.
Mhm.
I mean, it was just me and two besties. We ate an assload of food. We stayed, as you all know, Faith and Marina at this point.
PP Pool Faith.
Yes.
And Pink Eye Marina.
Oh, she's gonna. Yes. We went to Marina's. Her house is just so many fun things to look at. It's like we say, it's like a museum. It really is.
Beautiful.
Just ate a ton of food, drank, and laughed and laughed and laughed, and danced a little bit. You know, twerksgiving. So it was awesome. It was a really good Thanksgiving. I hope everybody else had a lovely Thanksgiving too.
That sounds wonderful.
It was great.
Well, today we are talking about season 3, episode 22.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Death
and Texas.
Taxes.
Texas.
So
I've seen it spelled two different ways on different sites.
I'm pretty sure it's death and taxes.
Okay, I've seen it both ways, and this happened last week where I was looking up Revenge of the Lutefisk, and I saw it spelled lutefisk and lutefish.
Oh. Well, death and taxes is like a typical statement, whatever, but death in Texas, I feel like would make sense because they're in I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, most of the things that pops up.
One of our listeners that like has crazy info, Laura. Let us know.
Laura.
We need your help.
Seeing it both ways when I Google it, so.
All right.
We may not be right, but we're not wrong.
Yeah.
So anyway, episode 22, Death in Texas.
There we go.
But before we get into that, we have to do shout-outs.
Yes, indeed.
All right, Amy, take it away.
Yes. Okay. So, doing a voicemail shout out. We got another V-mail. Thank you for calling in. We love it. Yeah. So I'm gonna play it. All right. I have two shout outs. Okay. So here's this one first. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
And that was it. No, just kidding. All right. Here we go.
Too late. I killed Shackleford. No, wait. Correction. Shackleford wants a pizza. Oh, and this is Derek from the Patreon and Facebook. Wanted to call for a while. Thanks.
Thank you, Derek.
Yay! Thank you. Jackie, I think there's a big delay going on.
Oh, yeah. It's massive. Oh, wait. I'm going to say a word, and I want you to say it the second you hear it, okay? All right. 1, 2, 3. Potato! 1, 2, 3.
Potato!
Took 3 seconds.
Okay. So, are we going to just give it a second?
Yeah, I guess. It's probably, yeah.
Yeah, because we keep talking over each other. Like, we're not, like, oh, well, maybe that's a little bit better. Okay, do it again with the potato.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Penis! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Piss!
8, 9. That took 9 seconds for you to say the wrong word.
I can watch you. I can see your reaction and how long it's taking.
Yeah. Should we... What do we do?
Like, pause and start again?
Okay.
I know, this is annoying, but I really don't want to have, like, a fucking
Penis!
10-second delay. All right. Penis!
Nope. Okay. Let's, go ahead.
All right. Okay. Should I redo the voicemail? Should we redo shout-outs?
No. We'll just go from there.
Okay. So thank you, Derek.
Derek, thank you.
Excellent impression.
Wonderful.
All right, and then my next shout-out comes from iTunes.
Woo!
Yay, we got one, y'all. We got one. And it is 5 stars this time. So thank you for listening and following direction.
And learning.
That's what it's all about. Okay, so this one is from Scribble Ninja, and it says, I've heard worse. That's the title. And then it says, sips beer. Yep.
Wonderful.
Excellent. Perfect. Honestly.
5 stars. Really. Couldn't ask for anything more. Thank you, Scribble
Seriously.
Ninja.
You rule. All right.
And
so those are my shout-outs.
Notice they say, I've heard worse, but they don't say, I've heard better.
That's right. Number one. Number one.
My shout out this week also comes from the voicemail because I just really like hearing people's voices.
Me too.
And this is from our day one, ride or die, Laura.
Yay.
Yay.
I know.
Yay. Period. And here is Laura.
Hey guys, it's Laura. Just calling to say what up and hope you guys are well. Take care. Bye.
That's what I'm talking about. You can
what
call
up,
us and just say hello. What up, Laura? Yeah, we're doing all right.
Yeah.
We hope you're taking care as well. See, you can call us late at night after a drunken date. You can call us and leave impressions or be really obscene and inappropriate or just breathe heavy or whatever you want. Give us your favorite quote, best impression, or just call to say what's up. And we love it. So you too, yes, you right now, you could also leave your very own voicemail. All you have to do is call this number. 386-530-3876.
Beautiful.
So
Voice
give
of
us a
an
call.
Angel.
Thank you.
Yes, please do. And Jackie, I think we have like a joint shout out that we're going to do together, right?
A very special, extra special shout out.
Yes. To the man, Wes Archer himself.
Papa Archer,
banana bread enthusiast, master. We want to say thank you so much because he drew for us for this episode an amazing quick little drawing of Peggy just straight clocking Wesley Martin Archer in the face. And it says, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, she's screaming, "Oh yeah." It's very comic booky. There's like she hits him and it makes the sound effect, but it's like written in words where it says crack. I'm not explaining it well, but it's great.
No, you will see it if you look at our Instagram. We'll definitely post it.
Absolutely.
With our regular episode post. So thank you so much for it. Love it. Just busted out this amazing drawing super quick and sent it right on over to us.
I know. It's so nice, so thoughtful. I was so excited to see it, and I'm so excited that must mean that he doesn't think we're pieces of shit or anything. So
I guess so.
That's always so reassuring.
Yes,
I'm always waiting for someone to be like, I used to like you, but not anymore. So
don't put that in people's heads. They're gonna be like,
we have to.
They're gonna be like, that's exactly how I've been feeling. God, you nailed it.
That's it.
But yes, thank you so much, Wes Archer. Love it.
Thank you. Oh, love it. Thank you.
Is that it?
Patreon.
Yay.
Yay.
Here we go. God damn it, we do say yay. I say yay all the
We
time.
both do it. We are excited.
I know. I mean it. I genuinely mean yay. All right. So we've got toot. We have 2 new patrons.
Our first neutron that we're welcoming to the Patreon is Eric Emma. And Eric has no photo. I don't know any information about Eric. So, I do have his email address, of course. Well,
Say it out loud.
Okay.
Tell everyone. No.
it's I like licking at hotmail.com. Ew!
At yahoo.com. What a loser.
Yeah. Can you imagine if it was an AOL? We would have to kick him out of the Patreon.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. You're out of here. If you're ugly or if you have an AOL email, you're out.
You're out. We don't trust you.
No. Because you have to be at least 1 million years old if you have an AOL account.
Yeah, and then what are you doing on a Patreon? You shouldn't even know what those are.
Very suspect.
Yes, suspicious. Oh,
yes.
Eric, mystery man, Eric, or mystery person, Eric.
Yes. All right, and then our second one is Rachel L. And you do have a picture, and hello.
Now this is
wowie.
Eric M. could take a page out of Rachel's book because this is how you do it. A stunning photo of a beautiful person looking right at the camera, not cutting anyone out who you're clearly posing in a picture with. It's just you. This is an intentional photo, and
hair and makeup on point.
I was going to say that lipstick, it perfectly matches your complexion.
Oh, excellent. Well done, Rachel. You've sufficiently shamed Eric.
Yep. So Rachel wins this week's Patreon.
Yes.
So we'll see who wins next week.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. We love you. Rachel's on the $10 tier, so she's going to get access. She's going to have it all. So I'm pretty excited about that.
That's right.
But again, you can join for $2 a month, and you will get all of our extra audio, all of our fan fiction. Well, the fan fiction that we're reading that's very hot. So you can get wildly aroused for $2.
Trust me, it's going to change your life.
Rock your fucking world.
Truly.
So think about it. Think about it.
$2
$2 a month. That's it.
That's all to get turned on.
Worth every penny.
Truly.
All right. Patreon shout outs. Done.
Finn.
So what are we doing? We're gonna get into this, we're gonna get into the episode?
Yes, let's do it, right? There's nothing else?
There's nothing else. But I do want to mention that this is so this episode is based off of the true life events of Mr. Wes Archer, who we interviewed in the past. He did murder a bunch of people. Somehow he got out of prison. But yes, it's based off of him.
It's true.
It's true.
He's a murderer, but he was rehabilitated through baking banana bread.
That's right. Excellent banana bread. No, but for real, Wes Archer, the character Wesley Martin Archer, the character that Peggy is getting just humiliated by this entire episode, is based off of Wes Archer, who we interviewed back last November.
Name and appearance based on Wes Archer.
Name and appearance. Yes, indeed. So,
although he is voiced by Toby Huss, I believe. So not his voice, but pretty much every appearance, demeanor, spelling abilities. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So, let's do it. Let's get into this app.
All right. Season 3, episode 22, Death and Taxes.
And or taxes.
I tried to say it so it sounded like both. Taxes.
You did. That's perfect.
Tax ass. Okay.
There you go. Perfect.
Air date. April 27th, 1999. I'm sure an unremarkable day. Okay. We start out in the Hills house. I think they're having breakfast, and Peggy gets a letter from prison. And she opens it, and it's from a former student who is on death row, just basically saying, I'm going to die, and you were maybe the only person that ever had a positive influence on me, and I'm just so grateful, and I just wanted to let you know that. And Peggy is she's just so moved by this.
Oh yeah. He had everything that would make Peggy it probably turns her on.
Oh yeah. Well, if it's about how smart she is, it's going to turn her on.
For sure. 100%.
Hank's just like, that's weird. And she's like, well, it might be weird, but I'll ask him more about why he's even in prison when I go visit him. And Hank's like, why would you go visit somebody in death row? This is crazy. And she's like, Hank, you don't get it. I'm a substitute teacher. Kids go in and out of my life. I never know if I make any impact on them. And here is someone who's saying that I had a positive influence on them. I was a role model for this person. And Hank's just like, yeah, but he's on death row. But Peggy kind of ignores this and decides that she's going to go visit this guy in prison. Oh, and his name, he signs it Wes Archer. So the day comes where she's getting ready to go, and I love this. She's in a pair of sensible, somewhat baggy pleated khaki pants, like mom pants to the T, with a tucked in collared shirt, long sleeve, button to the neck, all the way up. It's all very sensible. And Hank, I love this quote by Hank. She's walking out to the car, and he's kind of like quickly walking after her, trying to talk her out of it. And he's just like, dang it, Peggy, some of those guys haven't seen a woman since they killed their wives. If you're gonna insist on going, do you have to be all decked out like some disco dancer? Oh, that's such a perfect Hank line. I love those moments.
Really is. I love that. I love that some of these guys haven't seen a woman since they killed their wives.
Yeah.
God. Oh shit.
So Peggy goes into the prison. She goes through security, and she finally comes face to face with this guy, Wes Archer. And she doesn't maybe fully remember him, but she's been a substitute teacher, and she's substitute taught so many kids that you can't remember all of them, I'm sure. Mm-mm. So she sits down and just starts chatting with Wes, and right off the bat, she asks him, you killed someone, that's why you're in here. Who did you kill? And he gives her this whole story, about how he was with his friend Ray, and they went to his friend's house, and the friend wasn't there, so I think they tried getting in through the window, but
naturally.
Yeah, so like Ray was trying to climb in, but he happened to be holding a gun, so he gave it to Wes to hold for him. Basically, they get into this house, and it turns out that his friend's friend was there, and someone yelled, "Don't shoot," but Wes was like, you would never guess it, but when somebody shouts that at you, your instinct is to shoot. So he, quote unquote, accidentally blew somebody's head off, and that's how he ended up in prison. Oh. And of course, Peggy believes every word of it. Plus, he's giving her tons of compliments and just saying how much he's impacted her life and all that stuff. So she's just eating all of it up.
Yes, like a delicious soup.
Oh, yeah. She loves the taste of it.
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry, so.
Meanwhile, in our B plot, Dale hears about Peggy going to visit death row, and he's just so excited. He's like, oh, did you get to meet the executioner? And she's like, no, I just mainly talked to the prisoner. And Dale is just like talking about how, what the fuck are they called? Not
exterminators?
For
him?
People? Exterminators for people. Executioner.
I'm sorry. The people executioners or exterminators. That's it.
Dale is just talking to the guys about how, executioner, that's the big leagues for exterminators. And he wants to, he's inspired to figure out a way to get in on exterminating people.
God, because he is a psychopath.
Yeah. Yep.
Christ.
Yeah. Eventually, Peggy returns to the prison to visit Wes. She brings him a self-help book. She just wants to keep inspiring him, but he reveals to her that he can't read or write, and she's appalled at this. She doesn't question it at all, even though he did write her a letter. So,
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that.
so I don't know how she accounts for that, but so she's just like, obviously, I will teach you how to read and write. And she does this by bringing him books, but she also starts playing Boggle with him, which I think is such a smart idea. That's a really good idea.
Yeah. Although I feel like for someone who can't read or write, playing Boggle where all the letters are jumbled up, and I think that would be really hard.
It's definitely something that comes a little later on once you've mastered your letter sound correspondence. Your
Yeah.
you maybe like have some kind of familiarity with sight words. I don't know. And I certainly wouldn't start out using the timer. I might just do unlimited time.
Oh, but Peggy, she follows those rules.
Yeah, and I bet she even makes a point to beat him every time. She doesn't even pretend to let him win.
Guaranteed she whips his ass every single time.
Yeah.
No mercy.
Mm-hmm. So she's playing Boggle with him as a way to help tutor him. So they're playing Boggle, and Wes starts to give Peggy this whole story about how, like, Boggle reminds him of his grandmother, and she used to play Boggle all day. She just used to, like, love Boggle, and there's so much nostalgia attached to the game itself, and he convinces her, like, you know what I would love? If you could get my Meemaw's Boggle set, because it would just mean so much to me to be able to play her Boggle set. And so Peggy's just like, of course, I'll do this for you. So he gives her an address, I guess, and she goes to this address, and it's just like full of children running around in diapers and underwear. She knocks on the door. A pregnant woman answers, gives her a Boggle set, and she takes that Boggle set to prison next time she goes to play with Wes. So she takes the Boggle set the next time she goes to visit Wes in prison, and wait, he does keep that one though, right?
He keeps the timer.
Right.
I think he just keeps the timer or something, but he must keep the set. But yeah, he keeps the timer, and I mean, I think at this point it's pretty obvious that it's like cocaine in it.
Spoiler.
Sorry. Okay.
So she brings this Boggle set the next time she goes to visit him, and they're playing, and I guess he gets to keep the timer. I'm not sure if he only keeps the timer or the entire set. I don't know how prison works with that kind of thing, board games. But the next time Peggy comes to visit him, he gives her this whole story about how, my timer, there was a fight, and my timer ended up breaking. So would you please go visit my friend and pick up another timer? And so Peggy goes and gets another timer, and I think she has to go back like again, and this time the lady gives her a giant timer. It's like massive, and the lady's just like, Wes is a slow learner and he needs more time. And so it's just, that's her excuse for like this massive timer filled with like all of this white powder. How would cocaine, okay, it's cocaine, but how would cocaine even like work as a timer? I feel like it would
like flow through it.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know how.
Because it's not grains of sand, it's just powder.
It's powder.
Yeah. Delicious.
Man, I wish we had some Coke.
Oh, get out of my mind, Amy.
I
know. So Peggy has this giant timer filled to the brim with cocaine. And she does make a point of saying, like, this is not regulation. He'll never be able to compete in like tournaments. But
right.
But she does bring him this like massive timer filled with so much cocaine. I mean, I can't imagine.
Yeah, he's fucking overjoyed, and I'd be like, woohoo! Yeah.
He keeps like coming up with excuses for why the sand keeps disappearing out of the timer, and Peggy keeps going to get more timer sand. Eventually, she's going to this lady's house, and the lady's just straight up giving her a brick of cocaine. And she's like, just like, here you go. Refill it, yeah. Peggy does not even question it at all.
Nope.
Meanwhile, Dale is working towards being able to legally kill people. So he has gone to the prison and he's spoken to the warden, and he's offered to spray the entire prison for $1 each month. And the warden accepts, and then Dale is just so excited. He's like, ha! Like, now I'm technically an employee of the prison, and that makes me eligible to be the executioner. And the warden's like, well, there's a really long waiting list, but I guess I could add your name to it. And Dale's like, yes, put my name right on that list. I can't wait to kill people. And he's just like singing, and he dances out of the warden's office. And then the warden just erases his name. So that was never going to happen for Dale.
I know. I'm sorry, Jackie, there's a huge delay again.
Okay.
Let's just give it a couple minutes.
Okay. That'll give me a chance to figure out what I'm talking about.
Okay, I think it's a little bit better.
Okay.
You want to try?
Sure. 1, 2, 3. Potato.
Penis.
Hey, we're pretty close.
Okay. I thought you were going to say penis. I just assume.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. So I know I love that scene because can I just say what Dale said, because it just cracked me up.
Yeah.
Okay. So when he gets hired, he's like, "Ha! I read your manual. As an official employee of the prison system, I now qualify to be the executioner." He's like, "No, where's old Sparky?" And the warden's like, "Old Sparky has been put out to pasture. We use lethal injection now." Okay, then where's old Squirty? Dead is dead. I don't care how we get there. It's just insane.
I know. And fun fact, old Squirty is Amy's nickname.
That's what I go by on my OnlyFans.
Old Squirty.
That's how I make the big bucks.
Okay. Eventually, Peggy just keeps coming to the prison to tutor Wes and bring him cocaine unknowingly. She goes there so often that the prison guards, basically, she's on a first name basis with them. They kind of just wave her through security. So maybe that's how she's not getting like fully busted every time, because it's crazy that she's not. She eventually goes, and Wes seems kind of distracted. He's not really paying attention. I think Peggy just assumes maybe he's like going through something. So she asks the guard in there to like just give them some space so they could talk privately. And once they're kind of alone, that's when Wes tells her, like, guess what, Peggy? You've been giving me cocaine this entire time. You have been bringing cocaine into this prison and giving it to me. And now I'm going to blackmail you. And if you don't keep bringing me cocaine and also porn and maybe some snacks or whatever, then I'm going to tell on you to the warden. Na.
Oh, it's such a it is, you know, everyone always says like, oh, it's good that Peggy gets served some humble pie sometimes, but this one, like, I feel pretty bad for her, because he's like, how fucking stupid could you be? He's like, I'm 40 years old. He's like, what's wrong with you? You're the only one dumb enough to answer the letter that I wrote. It's just like this hardcore. He's like, you've been illegally bringing in drugs. You're going to keep doing it. And you're a fucking idiot. And it's like, oh, poor Peggy. Oh, that was rough.
Brutal. He could have been a little bit nicer about it, or I don't know why he even had to break it to her at all. I feel like I would keep that in my back pocket for, you know, if he ever got desperate, or if she was like, I'm not going to come anymore, then I would pull that out. But he could have at least been nicer about it. Like, here's the deal. But instead, he's so mean. Like you said, he's like, I wrote to every teacher in the middle school yearbook, and you were the only one dumb enough to answer. I mean, man, it's hard to watch. It's very cringe.
Yeah, it's really rough, and he is just so goddamn mean. It's like, well, I guess that makes sense that you're a murderer, but even still, you could have been a little nicer.
Yeah. He could have gotten so much more cocaine if he just kept this whole thing going, you know?
He was getting greedy. He wanted porno. He wanted snacks. He probably wanted more other types of drugs.
Yeah, but Peggy's so gullible. I bet he could have figured out a way to just be like, these are my Mima's porn magazines or something. I don't know. And Peggy would have been like, well, you know, he's from a different background and who knows? I don't know. She would have figured out a way to just, because to not believe it would then be to admit that she got fooled. And I feel like her brain just doesn't really let that happen if it can help it. So he could have gotten a lot more cocaine out of her. I think he might have messed up here, but... So Peggy's back home. She's freaked out about this. She tells Hank what's going on. They try coming up with a plan. They try to figure out what to do, but they kind of come to the conclusion like, well, maybe you could just tell them the truth if he tells on you. What else can you do? So Wes has given Peggy a deadline to bring in like the first load of cocaine and liquor and pornography and snacks, and she does not bring that stuff in, and so he straight up rats her out to the warden.
I'd be really bummed if I was expecting all of that stuff and I didn't get it.
I know. I might even like go pick up the cocaine and then claim I never got it, although he does have my address. Never mind.
Yeah.
So he rats her out. The warden calls their house and he's just like, you better get into my office right now. So Peggy and Hank go to the prison and they meet the warden in his office, and Wes is there. He's handcuffed and he's sitting in a chair next to the timer, the boggle timer, the big one. The big one. And Peggy is getting ready to confess. She feels so bad, but all she can do is just tell the truth. And Wes is sitting there and he's like, I didn't want to do all this cocaine, but Peggy brought it into me. Why would you do that? Like, how do you expect me to learn to read if you're bringing me all this cocaine? Which I would think it would help.
Yeah.
It can't hurt, right?
No.
No.
I mean, I would just end up talking somebody's ear off instead of actually reading. I'd just be like,
that's 100% true. Yeah. And he's just like, tell them you brought me this cocaine and made me take it while we learn to read. Tell them. And she's like, stop rushing me. And he's like, you better tell them. And finally she's like, it's like tensions are high and she's kind of like, her eyes are darting around the room and she's just trying to wrap her mind around what's happening. And her eyes land on the big giant boggle timer next to Wes. And she notices that there is no more cocaine in it. It's completely empty. And thinking quickly.
He's very twitchy.
He's twitchy. Yeah.
Sniffling. Yeah, he's agitated. She's like, oh.
Yep. That he's coming down.
She's like, I got you, bitch.
So she sees him twitching and sniffing and sees the empty timer. And thinking quickly, she says, well, you know what? I've never seen this guy before in my life. And I definitely didn't bring him cocaine. And she's like, I want to see the evidence against me. And Wes picks up the timer and puts it down on the warden's desk. And he's like, there's your proof. And she's like, well, this is just a timer. I don't know what this proves. Like, there's nothing in it. In fact, the inside of it looks like it's been licked clean. And then she waggles her tongue. And Wes is straight up like, well, there was a little bit this morning, but, I needed to be awake for this meeting, obviously. And and I think Hank is like, okay, so it's Peggy's word against this convict's word. So who are you really going to believe? And basically it's, they're going to believe Peggy and there's no evidence against her. And it kind of settles the matter. And Wes gets so angry that he stands up and he attempts to lunge at Peggy. Luckily, his hands and feet are handcuffed, but he lunges at her and he almost gets her. But he falls to the floor. But right at this moment, Hank very quickly jumps up, puts himself in front of Peggy to protect her. He rips his shirt off. Wind is blowing through his hair and Peggy's hair. He picks
His
up
hair is super long all of a sudden.
Yeah, I never noticed how long it was. And it's just flowing, and he's wearing an unbuttoned pirate shirt and really tight pants, but like instead of a zipper, it's that like cross like
a lace up.
A lace up that you have to pull tight, but it's barely like hanging on. Those tight pants.
It is stretched to the max.
And Hank picks up Wes off the floor. He takes him by the head, smashes his face back into the floor, and then he takes Peggy and he rips off her bodice. And her gorgeous boobs come flying out, and he makes love to her. Intense, aggressive, grunting love right on top of Wes's corpse. And then right when they, of course, climax together at the same time, and right when Hank comes, a bird hits him right in the face, and he's covered in blood. And in like, as they're like, they just like climax together, they're on the floor breathing really heavily, and Peggy says, I think someone owes me an apology. And Hank says, I don't know what I'm apologizing for, but I'm sorry. And Peggy says, I accept. And the episode ends.
And then she comes again.
And that's how the episode ends.
Oh, that was hot.
I know. You don't see that ending coming, but
it comes.
It sure does.
Hard.
And the warden and like the prison guard that are in the office with him, they're just like standing against the wall, and their pants are fully down, and everyone's breathing really hard.
They start clapping once Peggy and Hank finally come.
Clapping their asses.
Then the warden and the police officers start making out.
Yep, and they high five. Everyone high fives, and then they all go home.
That was an excellent retelling. Good job, Jackie.
That's what happened. Thank you. So, Amy, tell me about your favorite parts, quotes, moments this awesome episode.
My favorite part was when Hank and Peggy fucked, but otherwise,
by far, yeah.
Oh yeah, so good. Mm-hmm. I really do love this character, the Wes Archer character, because I love how smart and mean he is. Like
I will say, kudos to Wes Archer. He's director of animation. A lesser person might have like insisted that this character have like a massive bulge in their pants or something.
Yeah.
So good kudos to Wes Archer, the real one, for being classy enough to, keep it realistic.
Assuming that he doesn't have a huge bulge.
Well, I'm not saying he doesn't, but like, come on. Not everyone has a boner all the time. Except for that one guy who has that disorder. Remember him?
Yes. Oh, sometimes I think about him and I wonder if he's died yet from coming too much.
Well, that's a good question.
Anyway, okay, some of my favorite parts. We said some of them already, but when she first meets Wes, they're talking on the phone, and he says, "How do you say in Spanish? Peggy Hill is the most intelligent and wonderful human being." And Peggy just was like, takes a minute, and she says, "Well, I think it would be Peggy Hill es bueno." I love the scene where they like take Bobby and Peggy and Hank all go to the fun center. They go there right before she's supposedly going to be going to prison for 2 to 5 years for smuggling cocaine. Mm-hmm. And Hank is trying to like say, express something to her, but of course he can't really get it out the first try, so he's just like, Peggy, how are you set for quarters?
No, that's not what I wanted to say.
That's not what I wanted to say. And I just love the following scene where they're playing whack-a-mole and Peggy and Hank are both just crying as they're like playing whack-a-mole, and
I know.
Bobby's like smiling, having the best time, has no fucking clue what's happening. Let's see. When Wes draws a picture and gives it to her and she goes, "That's beautiful. Is that me? Is it me?" And he says, "It's an apple."
We actually get to see it, and it's just the outline of an apple with maybe a little shine mark on it.
It is clearly an apple,
Yeah.
Peggy. I love this. This made me laugh really hard. When Hank puts up the baby picture of Bobby, over the Wes's apple drawing, and Peggy's like, "Who put this shit up here? Who covered up my beautiful apple with this bullshit?"
So offended.
And I know. She's like, get rid of this bullshit. God, ew. And Hank's like, "Well, I just thought if you saw something nice, you'd be happy and you wouldn't have to go to the prison all the time." And Peggy goes, "Let me paint you a happy picture, Hank. A broken down, illiterate man with nothing but death staring him in the face spells out the word party with his family boggle set. And then he croons White Christmas to me as I leave his cell for the day." Spells out the word party. That was my favorite part in the whole episode, because you know he was ready to party once he got that boggle timer. Oh man. When Peggy, so here's my last one. When Wes is just like, "Hey, you big dumb idiot, you've been smuggling drugs into me and this is what you're gonna do, da da da." And later that night, Peggy is, obviously upset. She's sitting at the dinner table. She fucked up dinner. She didn't even put like meat in the sloppy joes. What a terrible mother. Anyway, and she tells Bobby and Luann, "Go grab some money out of my purse and go get some pizza." They take off running immediately. No questions asked. And then she just, once they leave, she turns to look at Hank, does a little, and she's got a smile on her face, and then just immediately starts sobbing, just breaks down sobbing. Poor thing. And Hank, she's like, "I've been smuggling in cocaine." And Hank's like, "Well, that's gotta be illegal."
I love that quote by him.
I know.
Peggy, that's gotta be illegal.
I know. So that's it for me.
That is awesome. I have a few more, but first,
Coolio,
I have to pee very badly. Do you mind if I pee?
Oh, please, by all means.
Okay.
No, in front of camera. Don't leave.
So I have, of course, some of my own favorite parts. I wrote down a lot, so I'm going to try not to be too long. But I like that we get like a little Boomhauer part right in the beginning where the guy, Peggy's gone to the prison, Hank's upset. The guys are kind of making light of the situation. Boomhauer starts talking about something. I don't really know what he says, but I got bits and pieces. He mentions Susan Sarandon, Spicoli. He says something else, and I put all these words together into Google, and it looks like he might be referencing a movie called Dead Man Walking. And that's basically all he says. And then Hank's like irritated at this point, and he just responds, "Are you just gonna joke your way through your entire life, Boomhauer?" So I just thought that was so funny. I
also love in that scene. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I also like in that scene, like, Bill compares Peggy to a wild mare, and with her long flowing hair in the wind and her glistening flanks, and you see Hank's fists just ball into, or his hands ball into fists, and Bill's like, "Okay, I'll stop, sorry."
There's one part, I can't remember exactly what's happening, but I think Hank is mad that Peggy is still going back to the prison and she's bringing books to Wes, and they get into an argument, and Peggy kind of gets the final word. They're in their bedroom arguing. She kind of gets the final word, and just to like, it almost feels like just to put a period on it, she rips off this wax mustache strip she has like on her upper lip.
Oh, it was a nose strip, like a B or A pore strip.
Oh, I thought for sure it was, oh yeah. And she rips it off, and she's like looking at Hank and she's pissed. And then right before the scene changes, she looks down at the strip and her face is just like, oh. And I just love those. You're right, it is a Biore pour strip because that's part of it. You rip it off and then you look at it afterwards and oh my God, the stuff that comes out of your nose is amazing.
It's so satisfying, but man, taking off one of those pour strips hurts like a motherfucker.
Oh, I
you
love
feel like
it.
You've ripped your whole nose off.
It makes my eyes water, but it hurts in a good way. I can't explain it.
You little freak.
Yeah, I like it to hurt.
Baby, I'm gonna bust out the Biore pour strips tonight.
Naughty. I put them all over my body.
Right over my nips.
Oh, no.
Rip!
Rip them right off. And then I have phantom nipple. All right. There's one quote by Hank where, I think it was around that time where Peggy hangs up the picture of the apple from Wes on the refrigerator and Hank tries to put a picture of Bobby or a baby dressed as an angel over it. And she's just like, what is this shit? And they kind of get into a little bit of a tiff and Peggy storms out and then Bobby's at the table doing whatever and Hank out loud so Peggy could hear him is just like, sorry, Bobby, but I guess we're just going to have to murder somebody if we want your mom's attention. And then Bobby's just like, okay.
I know, I love that line too.
This one line by Wes, and it's just one of these moments where he's really manipulating her and he's just talking about how the guards broke his boggle timer, I think, and he ends up getting into a fight with one of the guards because he claims that he was afraid that they were going to touch Peggy's butt during one of their meetings. And so Wes is just talking about the guards and he's like, they're all dumb as a bag of dirt. That's why they hate Boggle. Like they all just hate Boggle, but Peggy's she doesn't question it. She's like, they hate Boggle? What? And Wes is like, only because we love Boggle. And that's when he tells the whole story about his Mima and playing on her Boggle set. And then this quote by Hank when they're in the warden's office and Hank's just like, so I guess it's this convict's word against my wife's. Now, let's see, who can we trust? Peggy, have you ever decapitated anyone? And Peggy's like, no, I don't believe I have. How about you, Wes? Have you ever done anything that's caused a man's head to come off?
I know, I love that part. She's really going in on him.
I know. I love that. I only wrote down two other things. I found somebody transcribed Bobby's essay that's on the fridge that Peggy covered up with Wes's drawing of an apple. Yeah.
Awesome.
And so, I mean, I'm trusting them. I didn't go back and check, but according to whoever wrote this, Bobby's essay on the fridge, it's about pollution, and it just says, some people might try to tell you that pollution is good. I think they are wrong. From all the research I have done, it seems to me that pollution is bad. Very bad. Pollution makes the sky a funny brown color, and that is bad. The only way to stop all this pollution is if we will just stop spilling oil and throwing our garbage around. My dad says that if we all used propane, there would be a lot less pollution because propane is a clean-burning, efficient fuel. I am so sure that pollution is bad that when I get this paper back, I will never throw it out.
Oh my God! That is brilliant! That is so good! Yeah. It does show improvement, Bobby.
Shows improvement.
It sure does. I really hope that whole essay actually said that on the fridge because what attention to detail.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's fucking hysterical. My dad says.
I thought about asking you for trivia. What did his essay say? Can you imagine? I would be so upset.
Like,
what? And then I just found another little thing on Reddit, a little fun fact that this is not the only episode that in which we get to see Wes. Apparently, we get to see him sort of in the background of an episode from season 11, Glenn, Peggy, Glenn Ross. And I guess as Hank is leaving, he's in the prison again. I don't know why. And as he's leaving, he's in that room where everyone's behind glass and they're talking on those little phones to each other. And he's leaving that, and you can see in the background Wes.
Oh, wow.
And he is talking to what looks like that pregnant lady that Peggy was getting all that coke from. And I actually have a picture of it here that I will show to you now.
God, that's awesome. And again, attention to detail. So this is from season 11?
Yes.
From an episode in season 11? Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I just sent that to you. So that's so we will get to see Wes again in season 11. And aside from that, no Dale Ass, no Lady Bird, no guest stars, which we totally forgot to mention Mary Tyler Moore in the last episode.
Yeah. We definitely did.
Yeah, I mean, God, what a huge star. She's like too big. Like I completely forgot to even like think about it. But yeah, no guest stars unless you count Wes's image being used.
I do count that.
Then we have one guest star.
Wesley Archer.
That's right. All right.
Is it time for listener comments?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we have a song?
No.
Oh.
I know. We don't. So it's your turn, girl. Go for it.
All right. Listener comments.
Hey, best one yet.
Yeah.
I love it. Well done. Very good, Jackie.
Thank you. Well, right off the bat, of the listener, we've gotten so many. Thank you, everyone. We have one from Mr. Wes Archer himself, and aka Archer Mation, his Instagram, and Archer Mation, aka Wes Archer, says, "Orange is the color of my parachute."
You know, I tried to find like a quiz to take to see what ours would be, but I couldn't find one. So if anybody knows where we could find one, I would love to do it and figure out what color my parachute is and what the
we probably just have to buy the book.
Oh, fuck that. Never mind.
It is a real book, apparently.
Oh, it definitely is. Yeah, it was super popular back in the day. Okay, Ryan Film Lover says, Wes always said it was very good timer sand. Primo! Primo! He always tasted the timer sand.
Mm-hmm.
Peggy, oh, God.
Never questioned it.
Ron Schaefer says, I love the use of the names of writers, etc. as the names of the side characters. Yes.
Normal Lizard asks, are you guys going to try some timer sand during this episode?
If only.
If only.
Why, you have a hookup?
Yeah. Are you going to send it them?
Divine Honey Muse. All I can say about this episode is Peggy can be a real idiot sometimes. Love her, though.
Rose.is.enough says, death row is perfectly safe. There's a code of conduct all inmates are required to follow.
God. Peggy. From Suzanne Mari 21 says, God is love. Wait, no, I meant Jesus is love. LOL, my bad. And then we also have from Susan Mari 21, I just wanted to say that 22 hours later, I realized I sent y'all a quote from the wrong episode. We haven't gotten a wrong episode quote in a long time.
I know.
Remember, we used to get them all the time.
Yeah. I think some of them were on purpose, though.
They were on purpose, but that one was really good.
BP Bear says, Hank's little stomp on Wes at the end is so corny. Or is it insanely erotic?
It's insanely erotic.
Yeah. Revisit that scene, BP Bear.
And you know what? SNC Bank says, I love how Hank steps in front of Peggy when Wes jumps towards her. Hot!
Yes! There you go.
You're right.
Aria Kulish. Aria Kulish submitted a blank comment. It says nothing.
Well done.
I do remember that part.
Yes. Sharts and Crafts all sloppy and no Joe.
I think Bender's Redemption also said that.
Yep. And hold on, somebody else does. Artsy Moan.
Artsy Moan.
And they also added, that's what my boyfriend and I say when we make sloppy Joes. Cute.
Cute. Arbitrary and Delicious says, Peggy saying she doesn't, quote, pass out with the vapors at the drop of a hat or a sudden garroting.
Garroting.
Aw. Soul on Wax says, Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Yes.
And then last one by me from somebody else. Feminist Peggy says, Hank's line, smuggling cocaine, that's got to be illegal, Peggy. I die every time. I do too. I love that. That's got to be illegal.
All right. Excellent listener comments. Thank you, everyone who submitted one.
I know. I can't believe we got one from Wes, the man himself.
The killer himself.
Loves cocaine.
Loves cocaine and blowing people's heads off with guns.
Yes. But tasteful enough to not give his cartoon version a boner throughout the entire episode. Amy.
Yes.
Are you ready to bend over and take my trivia?
I am.
Shut up.
I was trying to come up with something about you also sucking my trivia dick, so shut up. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to take it all.
How many do you have?
Oh, let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
I have 7.
God damn you, Jackie.
Well, after last week's episode, it was brutal.
I know.
I was destroyed.
and I will say that Naomi Nomio commented on their Patreon the early episode that we upload, and she said, "No, Jackie, we love you equally." And the only reason why I sent those in is because I took pity on Amy because she sucks at trivia so hard. Just like I said.
Do not condescend to me, Nomio.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm just kidding. Please don't stop writing us or anything.
Forever.
All right, who goes first?
I don't know. Why don't you go first?
Rock, paper, scissors? Okay.
No, you.
Okay. I'll start out a little bit easy. Get you warmed up, okay?
Yeah, please do.
Amy, what's the happiest color on Earth?
Yellow.
Correct. All right. So it seems like Peggy is handing out homework assignments for Wes while he's learning to read and write. What, according to Peggy, she gives like a kind of a quote-unquote punishment. What is the punishment, quote-unquote, for late homework?
Oh, I know this one. A full grade, like letter grade, gets taken off, and 1 day in the hole.
That's right.
Like, oh my God, Peg. And you get beaten by one of the prison guards.
She gives herself a good laugh with that, a good chuckle. All right. At a certain point, Peggy has been going to the prison so often that she's on a first name basis with the guards, and they wave her right through. The guard that we see wave her through, what is his name?
Oh, fuck. I want to say Joe?
Nope.
Lester?
No.
Okay, what is it?
Sam.
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 That was close.
Maybe. At one point, Peggy and Wes are playing Boggle. Wes is not writing any words down. And so Peggy, in an attempt to be helpful, gives Wes a hint. What is her hint?
Fuck, I don't know the full hint, but I do know that it involves a rat.
Yes.
Rats or
yes.
A rat. Oh, rats. Something. I don't know. Tarp, maybe. Tarp is in there.
So close. Okay, it's oh, rats, there's tar on my star art.
Good clue.
When they're at Fun Center before they play the whack-a-mole, what arcade game is Bobby playing?
Is it like Sophia or something? Sabrina? I don't know. But it's some badass babe who's fighting in a castle.
Yes, it is Gilda the Gutbuster.
Oh, wow. I was
But I'm impressed that you even knew that it was, focused on a female character. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, now we're getting into the hard ones?
Here we go.
Oh, fuck me.
All right, so Dale is super excited to have his name put on the list of prison employee volunteers to be executioner. He is number 129. What is the name of number 128?
This is the exact same trivia question that I have.
Yay!
The same exact one. John Altshuler.
Yes! Yeah. What is the name of number 127?
No! Oh,
I
Alex.
thought you might write that down.
I almost did. Fuck. And now I can't remember. Oh, there's a B in there somewhere.
Nope.
Okay, I don't know. What is it?
Alex DeLarge.
DeLarge.
And my last question. In the show, Wes's middle name is Martin, Wesley Martin Archer. What is the real Wes Archer's middle name? Real middle name.
Ugh. I don't know. Lester.
Wesley Lester Archer.
Nice ring to it.
According to the internet, Wes's middle name is Meyer, Wesley Meyer Archer.
Oh, okay.
And an extra little fun fact, his birthday, again, according to the internet, was November 26th. So his birthday just passed, so happy birthday, Wes Archer.
Yes, happy birthday.
And I think those are all of my questions.
Fuck, finally. My turn. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. When Peggy first comes to the prison, the guard makes her dump out her purse. Name 3 of the items that were in her purse. That were in her purse. She's closing her eyes like she's picturing it. I know she's not.
I can see the contents being dumped out, and I even remember thinking, like, why would she even have that or that in her purse? Let's see. Is there a pack of gum?
There is not.
Okay. Is there a... Hold on. What is that one thing that can scoop a person's eyeball out? It is... Is it some type of nail device? Don't tell me what if it is.
It's not. Do you want a hint?
Maybe.
It is a type of makeup.
Eyeliner? Lip liner.
So close. No.
Nose liner.
Not. Nope.
Forehead liner.
Yes. Are you going to give up? Okay. Okay. All right. So here's all the things that were in her purse: a wallet, a sunglasses case, a pen, a checkbook, a pack of tissues, car keys, mascara, which is the mascara wand,
right.
and lipstick.
That's right. Lipstick.
Yep.
What is she even doing? It should be a chapstick.
I know. True to Peggy. Chapstick.
True to Peggy.
All right. Next one. Peggy brings a bunch of books for Wes to read because she says that the prison library is abysmal. What does the prison library contain?
An almanac and a highlights magazine.
Pretty close.
Ooh.
10 back issues of Us magazine and a Bible.
Ah.
Almanac and Bible are pretty close. All right, ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right. What does Peggy name that knife game?
Stab scotch.
That's right.
Yay! I'm really good at that. Watch this.
She's not even, I can't even see it. You'd never make it in prison.
Oh, no. No. I would need to, like, become someone's girlfriend quick.
Absolutely. You can be mine.
Please protect me.
All right. So you already got we had the same weather one. So here's the last one. What is the name of the, like, informational movie about drug smuggling that Peggy had to watch?
Don't Be a Mule?
Yeah, that's it.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a total guess. Yay!
Wow, what a guess. You nailed it.
Yay!
Yay. All right, trivia is done.
Ooh, that was a good one.
That was. We did some good trivia there. Good for
Good
us.
trivia there. Well, do you know what the next episode is?
Yes.
Oh,
It is.
I was excited to act it out for you.
Oh.
Caw-caw!
It is Wings of a Dope. And we're getting some Buckley action again in this one. It's a very emotional
Ooh.
episode. It's an emotional episode.
I was going to say I don't remember what this is about, but now it's I've been waiting. I've been waiting for this.
I know. This is a really good episode. Very Luann heavy. It's emotional. It's great.
I mean, Buckley's Angel is such a thing in the King of the Hill universe.
Remember when one of our listeners dressed as Buckley's Angel for Halloween? That was such a good costume.
Smart. Such a good costume.
Excellent.
If that's you, let us know.
Yes. Okay. That's it.
That's it. We're done.
We're done.
All right. Well, follow us on Instagram. Leave us a voicemail. Send us mail.
Yes.
Our address is... Take it away, Amy.
I don't know it. I don't know the song.
Write to us. Ho Yeah Podcast. P.O. Box 5612. Gainesville, Florida. 32627. It's working. The song's working.
The song is working.
I'm remembering. Of course, it doesn't work when we scream it over each other at different speeds, but you can figure it out. Maybe
you'll figure it out. No worries. I would like to say a special thank you to Wesley Lester Archer for this episode.
Thank you so much.
Yes. All right. That's it, right?
That's all.
Okay. Get out of here.
And until next time,
Via con Dios. Goodbye.
Goodbye.